Okay, good afternoon, class. Now, our lecture will be on the Abhidhamma for daily practice. What is your daily practice? How to stay in every day? As you gave the lecture, Abhidhamma for daily practice. First chapter, you have a book, no? Everybody has? So, everybody have eye. You possess eye. What is for the use of the eye? How to restrain the eye? One of the Buddha's teaching is Cakkuna Samvaro Sadhu. Cakkuna Samvaro Sadhu. This is the Buddha's teachings. To restrain one's eye is excellent. We may think we possess eye to see with it. Therefore, we must use our eye to see everything. But the eye for seeing with it is okay. But the Buddha's meaning is, after seeing with the eye, you should not let craving, hatred, delusion, jealousy, and arise. That is the meaning. The Buddha never told, don't see everything. The Buddha never said, don't see something with your eye. But the meaning is to strain one's eye is excellence. The meaning means must be you restrain eye. Restrain eye means after seeing with your eye, you should not let craving arise within you. You should not let hatred arise within you. You should not let delusion arise within you. That is the meaning. Without seeing, craving, there's no chance to rise. Without seeing, hatred, sometimes no chance to rise. Therefore, you see in Mahasatipatthana Sutra also explained like that. Many teachings in this way. So in the common life, first I will explain. We usually wake up in the morning. When we wake up, we open our eyes. With the eyes we see the things. The things we see are desirable or undesirable. You should contemplate every day in your daily life. Okay? The things we see are desirable or undesirable. Only two. Desirable, and you may see something desirable object or undesirable object. When you open your eye, you see something with your eye. This thing is maybe desirable or undesirable. Sometimes you see with the eye a person who hates you. That is undesirable. Okay? Something beautiful you see with your eye, that is desirable. So maybe in the morning, rose flower, if you see with your eye rose flower, you love it, that is a desirable object. Sometimes when you open your eye, you see dirty things, it is undesirable. So desirable object and undesirable object, only two. The things we see are desirable and undesirable. On seeing a desirable things, we love it. Isn't it that? And on seeing an undesirable things, we hate or dislike. Love and hate are emotions. You contemplate in your life, okay, in every daily life. Why these emotions are running high? We are blind to what should be done or not. Then we use abusive words or act physically in an unwholesome way. This results at least in unhappiness. The object. I consciousness arises. The Buddha explained in many suttas the causation we explain in this way. So that is I. So this I, that is visible object. Visible objects are anything we can see with our eye, whatever may be color or form. This reflects on it, on I. Therefore, I perceive this object. That is the Buddha explained in cause and effect. In Sutra, the Buddha explained Chakkhonca Padeja Rupeja Upachati Chakhu Vijnana. So here this I consciousness, we have I, there's visible object. These are two different things. So depending on I and visible object, I consciousness arises. That is a two condition. In Sutanta, the Buddha explained in this way. Abhidhamma also in this way. So Sutanta, Abhidhamma, in actions meaning is not different. Okay? Chakkhonca Padeja Rupeja Upachati Chakhu Vijnana. Now, 1, 2, 3. How many things now? 3. Okay? The unity of these 3. Due to the unity of these 3, there is a contact. The Buddha used the contact phassa. Phassa is a contact. Just a phenomenon arises, but we think we see, I see. Okay? If there are any I, we should search for I today. Who is I here? I is I, visible objects, phenomena working together. This meaning is explained in Abhidhamma. Okay? Chakkhonca, Padeja, Rupeja, Upachati, Chakkhana. Depending on I and visible object, I consciousness arises. That contact lead to feeling. Happiness or unhappiness, pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling. If you contemplate your life, you can find these dhammas. Paticca Samuppada, the Buddha explained, I consciousness and Namarupa Paccaya Salayatana, Salayatana Paccaya Phassa, Phassa Paccaya Vedana. After that, after feeling, there's a feeling rises. So, in this case, I is metta. Visible objects are also metta. Morning I explained there are only four ultimate realities, only four. Do you remember? Consciousness, mental state, Citta, Cetasika, Metta, Rupa, and Nibbana. Yeah, I is metta, visible objects metta, that is consciousness. Okay, that is consciousness. These are mental properties. Okay, consciousness, Cetasika, and Rupa. Only three phenomena arises within us. In this way, depending on I and visible object, I consciousness arises within us. Depending on, due to the medium of these three, there arises contact. This contact leads to feeling pleasant, unpleasant, or either pleasant or unpleasant. Okay? The feeling. This feeling leads to cause to craving. In Padecca Sopada Phassa Paccaya Vedana Vedana Paccaya Tanha Tanha Paccaya Upadana, like that. So explain in this way. So Abhidhamma also explain in this way. Abhidhamma will explain in more detail. So according to Abhidhamma point, every day in our daily life, after these phenomena arises. So first these three, according to Abhidhamma, will explain consciousness. When consciousness never arises with the other mental state. So I will give these are arising together with the consciousness, contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness. Can you see my writings? Is it difficulty? Citta never arises alone. Citta arises with the sum of Cetasika. Cetasika never arises with it alone. It arises always with Cettas. Okay? So this is a Citta. These are Cetasika. Contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, cycle life, just then tension. Altogether, these sevens are called universal mental properties according to Abhidhamma. Technical terms I will give you. The Buddha used this. First translations contact. Feelings, Vedana. Perception, Sanya, with the diacritic marks. Sanya. I think in German, right is also diacritic marks. French has the diacritic marks. Phassa, Vedana, this is a long Vedana with the verb, diacritic marks. Sanya, that is a Cetana, that is Ekagata, Jivitendriya. Maybe some students, candidates are not familiar with these terms. Later you will be familiar with this term. These terms are very important when you study Dhamma. Okay? Phassa, Vedana, Sanya, Cetana, Ekagata, Jivitendriya, Jivita Indriya, Manasikara, attention. These 7 mental property cetasikas are universal, common to all cetas. They associate with every cetas. Let me use the diagrams to clear the meaning. This is a mental molecule, 1 unit. You should know this is 1 unit of mind, ceta. That is a ceta. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 7. Ceta is 1. These are mental properties of cetasikas. That is 1 unit of mind. You cannot reduce to be 7 or 6. That is the smallest unit, like water. Okay? Water is H2O, composed of to be water. Here also these 7 phenomena, 8 phenomena. That is a ceta. This is ceta associated with the 7 phenomena, mental properties. They are working together. They arise together, arising together, ceasing together, having the same object and base. Therefore, here unconsciousness is a ceta. Okay? Contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, psychic life, attention. These 7 mental properties are cetasika. They are working together. They have only one object. Okay? These are organs of cetas. We also have organs. Different functions they perform. We have eye, ear, nose, and body. Okay? They have different functions to perform. Eye is just to sense with it, but not to hear. Ears to hear. Nose to get the smell. Like that. Different in music, seeing the pictures. Using eye, we see. Using eye consciousness aware this object. Because phassa contact eye consciousness with the visual object. If there is no phassa, there is no contact. Okay? Because of phassa, through phassa, eye consciousness have contact this object. Through feeling, eye consciousness feel this object. Otherwise, it cannot feel. Through perception, eye consciousness perceived this object. Through volition, eye consciousness accumulated this object. One-pointedness, through one-pointedness, eye consciousness have only one object. Psychic life is just a life. It's not, functions are not so clear. Okay? Attention. Through the attention, eye consciousness have this object, then this object. So, they have different functions. That is to contact, to see, to perceive, to accumulate, to have one-pointedness, to attend. Okay? These mental properties arise together with the eye consciousness. They perceived this object. After that, we say, oh, I see. Where's the eye here? If you study Abhidhamma, you will understand, oh, just a phenomena arise. Just phenomena arise, like a machine. For example, when you drive a car on the road, Okay? That's a... First we should search for the car. Which is the car? We is a car? Is a we is a car? Body is a car? Machine is a car? Petrol? Driver? Where is the car? I didn't see car. But all together, we can say that is a car. So like that, there is also different functions which move on the road. Drivers drive, engines working, petrol also his function perform. If there is some condition loose, car cannot move. Isn't that? Who is the most important when the car running on the road? How do you say? Which is the most important? Please contemplate on driving car, which is the most important? We, body, machine, petrol, or driver, which is the most important? Everything is important. Someone may be thinking driver is important without a driver, but I never feed petrol. So that I removed one wheel. It's again right? It's cannot. But all things are working together. Therefore, cars are running on the road. In this way, these phenomena are working together. Therefore, you say, I see a tree with my eye. You say, I see that man with my eye. Where's eye? Yeah. Can you find eye? Eye is the eye. Visible object eye. Eye consciousness eye. There's no eye. Phenomena alone arises. Sōdha-dhamma pavatanti evedam sammadhasana. The Lord Buddha's right understanding samadhi is referred to this one. If you see in this way, there is no room for attachment. Is there any attachment? Just phenomena arises. Kammasa karko nati vipaka satya virako Sōdha-dhamma pavatanti evedam sammadhasana. Visuddhimagga explains. There is no doer, the function. There is no experience. Who feel, who experience. Phenomenon alone arises. We must see like that. That is a vipassana, insight knowledge. So how contact vipassana? How relate vipassana and Abhidhamma? Okay? So without having the knowledge of Abhidhamma, we cannot realize, we cannot understand these dhammas. So according to Abhidhamma, whenever unconsciousness arises, contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, cycle life, attention, these 7 mental states arise together. But there are more. Chaita will be explained in Abhidhamma, will be 89. Chaitasika are classified into 52. Rupa classified into 28. So we should study these one by one. These are within us, not outside. Okay? We should identify these dhammas. So in the case of I, such a dhammas arises. So in Sutta, let me explain according to lecture notes, depending on I and visible objects. I consciousness arises, the unity of these three causes contact. Through contact, feeling arises. Feeling causes the arising of craving. Craving causes the arising of grasping. Grasping causes the accumulation of karma. The accumulation of karma causes the arising of birth. Birth leads to decay and death. And there happen sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair. In this way, this mess of suffering alone arises. So, Sayādaw, the Buddha explained, volition, you see, through volition, the others walk. They have different functions. I consciousness to aware the object. That is, it is a function. The awareness of an object is the functions of I consciousness. Okay? Context, relate, communicate I with the object. Feeling, just feel the object, experience the object. Okay? Volitions stimulate, encourage the other dhammas to perform their functions. Perceptions perceive the object. So maybe like that, because of perception, sanya. Because of sanya, she is a woman, he is a man, and so like that. Memorizing. This perception, this volition, one-pointedness. Through one-pointedness, I consciousness have only one object. Pointedly only one object. Okay? The cycle light is not, but this function is to protect them to have their lifespans. Like water protects the lot. Without water, water cannot remain. Okay? If you put in the verse with the water, rose flower, because of water, this rose flower is not with her. Water protect. Like that, cycle light protect these dhammas as according to their moment. Okay? The attentions, all functions towards only one object. So they have a different functions to perform. Attentions attend, all minds are only towards one object. It's a direct to one object. That is attention. That is called in Pali is manasikara. Okay? One-pointedness. Which one? Yeah. Ekakara. This is attention is manasikara. Manasikara is direct all dhammas towards only one object. This ekakara is one object. It's keeping only one object. So a little different their functions. They have different functions. Okay? These are out of it 52 Chaitasikas. 7 Chaitasikas are explained. These, when Chaita arises, they arises together with the Chaitas. With every Chaitas. Okay? Without these, Chaita never arises. So they can be called the action of Chaitas or organs of Chaitas. When Chaita arises, at least they arises with the 7 Chaitasikas. So I explained this according to the suttas. Okay? The Abhidhamma is we go explain in detail. So according to Abhidhamma, we need to explain I to explain Abhidhamma. Okay? You can see, let us explain about I. Page number 9, you can see, a study of I through Abhidhamma. Let us study about I, okay? Not for treatment, to contemplate. Call just in Abhidhamma, Chakhayatana. It's two words. Chakhu Ayatana. Chak is I. Ayatana is a base. Translation, I base. Because of this, I is the base of sum of mind. I is the base of sum of mind. You see, without the I consciousness cannot arise. Therefore, I consciousness is based in I, on I. Okay? Therefore, this I is called Chakhayatana. You should analyze these words. Chakhu Ayatana. Chakhu Ayatana. Chakam is used for I. Initial I, this is I. Chakhu Ayatana. Then there are two vowels. One vowel is omitted. Chakhayatana. Okay? Chakhu Ayatana. This one vowel is omitted. Chakha. So the meaning, the explanation of the word Chakhayatana. What is that matter which is called I base? Sension organ. It is the I which is derived from the four great essentials. A sensation organ, pasada. A body part, invisible and impacted, with which one saw or sees or will see or may see a visible and impacted form. An I base, an I element, an I faculty, a world, a door, an ocean, purity, peace, guidance, leading, the Haita, show, and an empty village. This is that matter I base. That is, according to Dhammasangani, the first is. Okay? Reference is Dhammasangani. Dhammasangani, explanations of I consciousness. Explanations of I call I base. It is I which is essential, essential organ, body part and impacted, with which one saw, sees, or will see, or may see a visible and impacted form. This is just an explanation of the I. I will give you briefly what is I is, you see. Four great essential means earth element, okay? Earth element, water element, not earth element. The Buddha has used these terms, common languages. Deeper, the actions, the meanings are more deeper than common meanings. Okay? This other element is just, we should know as a matter, softness, hardness is the other element. Okay? If you touch your body, you can find softness and hardness. That is called other element. If you touch your body, you can find softness and hardness. Only this nature is called other element. The others are, you see, panyati. This is pramata. Softness, hardness never change of a characteristic of other element. Then water element is the state of liquidity, heat and cold. Where exists, heat and cold, which is the truth. Heat is the truth. According to the test, just a heat exists. When the less of heat, it is called cold. Therefore, it's a use of higher element. Higher element. The less of heat is called cold. This is called sometimes the temperature. Some translations use this one. Air element. That is also just motion. Okay. So our body is composed of these four great essentials. This is called four great essentials. So the two types of eye. Page number 9. There are two types of eye. They are flesh eye. Flesh eye is the whole eyeball. Okay? The whole eyeball. This is called Mansa Jakku. And the knowledge eye, Panya Jakku. Of them, the knowledge eye is just not the word used as a metaphor, but the flesh eye is a common eye. This common eye is twofold. Common eye, sentient eye. Common eye is, here we want to say only Pasara Sakku, sentient eye. Not that the whole eye is necessary here is as an eye. This surrounding it in the circle of vision. And they come to appear. So that is the meaning. In the middle eye, where the image forms appear. Okay? Only just this one reflect. We can see visible object that is called eye matter. And not that the whole eyeballs are called matter. This is only membranes and spring wine permeate certain cotton wicks. It is served the five elements, the four elements doing the functions of sustain, binding, maturing, vibrating, just as princely wine is attended by four nurses doing the functions of holding, bathing, dressing, and fanning. And it is bigger in size than the head of a large. So very small point where the image of a human being or image of other things appeared. That is called sensitive eye. Only this sensitive eye is called eye matter here. That is a dependent on eye. This eye, you see, the eye has the characteristic of sensitivity of the primary elements that is ready for the inferior visible data. The most important is the characteristic of the dhammas. So you should notice briefly here we say eye means where the image appears. Only this. That is the function is to perceive the object, visible object. Okay? To perceive the visible object. The four aspects of the eye. The eye has the characteristic of sensitivity and the primary elements that is ready for the embedded visible data. That is the characteristic. It has the functions of picking up an object among visible data. It is manifested as the footing of the eye consciousness. Its proximate cause is the primary element in karma, sourcing from the desire to see. So this eye is the product of karma. Previous karmas produce eye. previous karma. Therefore, I is karma from matters. Karma from matters. So, depending on this I consciousness arises together with the contact, feeling, perception, volitions, one-pointedness, and cycle-like attention. These sevens are together. In this case, we say, I see the visible object with our eyes. So such a analysis, for what such an analysis is necessary? Because in many times, many years, very long time ago, we think there is something which is eternal. There is a control, something. These are phenomena. Behind phenomena, there is no nomina. Behind these phenomena, there is no nomina. There is no agent to control them. They are dependent on their conditions, rising and passing away. Therefore, the Lord Buddha has explained, depending on own conditions, these dhammas are sankhara, conditioned things. All conditioned things are impermanent. Sabbe sankhara anicca. Because of these conditions, these dhammas are dependent on their condition. They arise as their conditions are not permanent, therefore they are also not permanent. All conditioned things are impermanent. Okay, it's a difficulty to understand. First, you should remember. Later, I will continue this. I is matter. Okay, visible object is matter. I consciousness is citta, mind. Contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, cycle-like attention are cetasika. After that, I will explain the other matters and the other citta and cetasika. When we on seeing the visual object, there are citta, cetasika arising together. Okay? Let me stop.